Okay, and welcome to another Blog Talk Radio show of Eternal Connection. I have a topic today that I may or may not be able to explain the best way that I can, but it's kind of a rant. It's kind of something that's under my skin a little bit, so I just wanted to talk about it for my own benefit, to figure it out, to work towards having the best view I can for it, for myself. If any of this is helpful for you, then I'm really glad as well. I originally started out with the idea of true consistency, and then later I'm going to get into the idea of spiritual teachers or gurus or preachers, but I want to have an open mind about knowing who I am and taking what I can from it and to leave what I don't, and honoring the fact that I have the right to do that. My mom just explained, and I agree, that communication is a two-way street, and we may be learning something from other people, or we may not be learning something from others, where they have the right to say what they want to say and what they need to say, but so do we, and sometimes maybe just silence is the best answer to all of it, and just knowing who we are, knowing who I am, and for you to know who you are. I don't know. So that's kind of what the topic is about. I wrote down some notes, and I'm going to sort of read some of them, and then I will sort of give ad-libs or insert ideas as to what I wrote. So here we go. So how can anything be permanent or consistent truth when what is true is relative? Life changes, and our view of life changes as well. What applied yesterday doesn't always apply today. After being cynical about this, I want to show a bit more compassion and kindness moving forward. Unfortunately, the show is true to how I'm feeling at the moment, and I may be giving a hypocritical, paradoxical, or untrue rant about others. So basically, if I'm doing that, I apologize. This is just something that I'm trying to figure out. But the seasons of nature change, and so do I. I'm starting to feel a bit better in my outlook of life, yet for a good period of time I was feeling rather lost. I'm thankful for the change, yet it reminds me of the impermanence of the day-to-day. What about the times when someone makes complete sense in what they are talking about, then later it seems like they are saying the same thing over and over again with a slight amount of variance? Now, this could be possible backlash from something that someone said to me about my writing and what I'm saying, is that it's repetitive and that I'm saying the same thing over and over again. And maybe I'm sort of projecting that onto other people as a way of me lashing out. I don't know. If so, I mean, that's not how I want to do it, but it's sort of like what naturally is happening as me being a human. So I wrote down, spiritual teachers of the modern day sometimes get on my nerves. Somehow they have appointed themselves to guide or teach others the best way to live our lives. The capability of each individual to figure things out for themselves is to be honored and cherished. It is not supposed to be overlooked and negated, so that the quote-unquote spiritual teachers can sell books, teach seminars, and give talks about what is best for me. Hey, I'm giving a talk now. I have books for sale. I like to think that maybe I can help people with what I'm saying. So maybe what I wrote a half hour ago doesn't even apply. I don't know. This is sort of like a seeing both sides of the view type of thing, type of show, I guess. So I'll continue on. Somewhere in their mind, they feel that they have the right to own the idea that they have figured life out more than other people. Like I said, we all know what's best for us, but it's good to keep an open mind. Again, this show is coming out very paradoxical, but hey, it's two sides of the same coin, maybe. It could be possible that not all spiritual teachers, preachers, and gurus are like this, yet for some reason this topic is under my skin and I need to address it. The paradox in their teaching is insulting. They explain using their intellect that intellect is not necessary in going with the natural flow. They come up with their own formula and try to offer it as a way that will apply to my life. We each have our own formula, yet for some reason they feel that theirs is better in some way, at least to the point of selling books about it and getting on stage in front of people to tell everyone about how their idea of life is the way I should be living. So I don't know if this is necessarily true. It's probably not necessarily true about all spiritual teachers, but I'm just using that term to sort of get the idea of who I'm talking about, the type of career path that people choose. But like I said, it's maybe that's a warning if you see people doing that, and if it's not sincere and authentic. I almost could view it as entertainment, and just be kind about it. But anyway, so I could be completely wrong about this. I could be a hypocrite myself. God only knows, or your perception of what I'm saying here knows as well. If I could offer just one thing to conclude this rant about the topic, it would be to know who you are. If you are going to share something about yourself, be sure there is the disclaimer that states it only applies to you. But maybe not, because if it's a human quality, then maybe it applies to humanity itself, and that it is not the way I need to live my life. We are each unique, and the more we hold on to our individuality, the more we can feel good about ourselves to problem solve the areas that apply to our life. Now that's a very bordering on narcissistic view that I wrote down, but because we can learn from others. I don't know. I guess I need to keep an open mind about this. So anyway, I'll continue on. For someone else to say they have the way to improve your life, don't believe it and don't support it. Don't buy their books or attend their talks on stage. So basically, don't buy my books and pretty much turn this podcast off. For God's sake, don't buy my books either. I'm fine without the royalties. It is a sticky situation when others look to a teacher to help them understand themselves and their life. I guess if I do ever buy the idea of spiritual teaching, it would be nothing other than for its entertainment value. Just as this is entertainment value, this recording is for entertainment value, so that you can take what you want from this or don't, so that you can form your own opinions about what I'm saying, but please don't just follow like sheep. You are much more than that. So that's basically all that I have written down. We're about 8 minutes into the recording or so, or into the show. So basically, I forgot to introduce myself. If this is the first time you've listened to the show, my name is Daniel Feint. If you're listening through Blog Talk Radio, there's a link to my site. If you want to find out more about my artwork or my books, and now I'm like marketing myself and selling myself and being a sellout. See, it's all about how I'm viewing things. If I view it as bad or good, I mean, there's nothing wrong with me telling you that I paint artwork and that I write and record and the things that I do. And you have the perfect right to shut this off at any time and forget that you even listened to it. So anyway, I just finished a book of very abstract writing. It's called Alien Code 18.4, and the subtitle is Strings of Thought to Ignore. Kind of like what I'm saying in the introduction of the book, that things are meant to be felt. They're meant to be pointers towards what is being said, but not to take it face value, but just to have an experience of reading something or listening to something. So I have some more time on to talk about things. There was a recording that I originally thought I was going to put on this show to start off with a topic. So I'm going to transition into that and add that to what you'll listen to next on the show if you so choose to. But anyway, I'm glad that I got a chance to talk with you, and I hope you enjoyed what I have to say. Take good care and enjoy the recording, and I'm going to sign off. All right. See you later. Okay, let's get into our topic of discussion, shall we? Um, Basically, I'm going to start out by saying that we are all the directors and play a starring role in our lives. In the movie, the play, the plot line of our lives. Currently, I'm thinking of living a love story for the fact that love cannot be defined. Love cannot be comprehended by the intellect, yet it is real, and the essence of love is heaven itself. Oftentimes it's been said, when you stop looking for love, that's when you find it. I feel this applies to desired situations as well as life experiences. The story I told myself about my life situation has been anything but optimistic or loving to myself and others at times, I'm sorry. Yet, at any time, I can let go of that story and be quiet to have an open connection to the infinite possibilities of what my life is about. I want my life to be about love, because I am love. Life is love, and all things at the purest essence are love. With the thousands of languages in the world with various sounds that represent something, actually can't be a representation if sounded out loud differently. As I see it, they are rather pointers for the direction to look in as life moves forward to what we desire. For this reason, these words, whether said out loud or read silently, are only a pointer. What you are looking for is not the sound of these words or the intellectual understanding, rather is a feeling and a listening to the feeling of an intuitive guide to take the next step towards the life you are living now. This present moment is not only a gift, it is true life. When tuned into the present moment, it allows a fresh start, a clear page, or a blank canvas. Anytime one needs a fresh start in life, now is always the time. The word now is the essence of life itself. There can be no thoughts of the past, future, or problem areas if we are truly in the present moment. When our thoughts or our psychology is working, this is when the chance of worry about the future or regrets of the past could happen. Silence is unified. It cannot be divided other than when sound is applied. So I feel when we have a quiet mind, not divided by thinking, we have all the more chance of a spiritual download to who we are and the life we live. The next best step to take is revealed. To be mindful and aware, to be tuned into and aligned, is to experience the true essence of what is happening in the present moment. It is a gateway to where we want to go. At times I have a feeling of the big picture of life, a knowing that everything is happening for a reason, although I don't know what that reason is. To have trust and faith in the process takes the pressure and worry away from the events of life. It is our job to live our individual lives while keeping in mind the interconnected nature of how all things work together. Sometimes I've questioned why things have happened, yet why should I question it if it already happened and can't be changed? The only business I have to work with in life is happening now with the current life situation that is within my control to react with.